Working with time values in Excel can be tricky. So in this video, we're going to take a look at what a time value is, and then we're going to take a look at 8 essential time value calculations that's going to really help you understand how time works in Excel. Let's take a look. First up, let's take a look at what time values actually are in Excel. So these are going to be decimal numbers between 0 and 1. So Excel stores times as a fraction of a day where 1 represents the full day or 24 hours. So for example, a value such as 0.25 would represent 6 a.m. as that's 1/4 of the day, or a value like 0.75 would represent 6 p.m. as that's 3/4 of the day. So here we've got our decimal values between 0 and 1, and we can view these as time values by applying time format to those numbers. So we can select our cells and go up to the Home tab, and here we can apply the time format. And now we can see those decimal numbers as time values. Now, if we don't know the decimal number, we can use a little bit of math. And so for example, if we wanted 1 a.m., that would be 1 divided by 24 hours in the day. And that's going to give us this decimal number. And we can see that that corresponds to 1 a.m. Now we can also enter time values in a cell. So we can enter something like 3 colon and maybe 45 minutes colon and 30 seconds. And maybe that's PM. And if we press enter, then that's going to be a time value in Excel. And so if we go up to the Home tab and apply a general formatting to this, then we're going to see the decimal number that gives us that time value. Let's just undo that. Now with time values, we can also have date and time values. And this is just going to be an integer value with a decimal value. So here we've got a date serial number followed by a decimal value. And in order to see this as a date and time, we can also apply formatting. So if we go up to the Home tab and open up our number formatting menu, then you won't see a date and time value type of formatting, but we can create a custom format. And here I've already entered in this custom formatting, but if you don't see something like this here, you can just type in the custom formatting string up here and press OK. And then we're going to see those as a date and time value now. So in Excel, dates are just integer numbers, and then the time component is the decimal part of a number. The first time calculation we're going to take a look at is how to calculate the number of hours between two given times. So here we've got a start date and time and an end date and time, and we just want to get how many hours are between those two values. So in order to do that, all we're going to do is subtract these two values. As remember, a date and time value is really just a number. And so if we subtract these two values, then we're going to get the time between those. And so this value here is a number that represents the number of days between those two date and times as a fraction. And so we can convert this into a number of hours simply by multiplying it by 24. And here you can see that that gives us 8.75 hours. And so in order just to get the number of hours, then all we need to do is take the integer part of that value, and we can use the integer function to do that. That just gives us the 8 as the integer part of our number of hours. And we can also get the decimal part of that number of hours and then convert it into a number of minutes as well. So all we're going to do is take our total number of hours and then subtract off the integer part of that. And that's just going to give us the decimal part. So now we've got a total number of hours and a total number of minutes. And we're just going to edit this formula. And if we multiply this by 60, then that's going to give us a number of minutes as an integer. And so now we've got the total number of hours and total number of minutes. And we could combine those two values. So we could concatenate those values with some labels. So here we've got a formula that's just concatenating, doing a simple concatenation of those hours and minutes along with some labels. And so here it's going to display 8 hours and 45 minutes. The next calculation we're going to take a look at is how we can add either a number of minutes or number of hours to a date and time value. So for example, here we've got 15 minutes that we want to add to this date and time value. And so in order to do that, first what we're going to need to do is convert that number of minutes into a fractional part of a day. And so to do that, all we're going to do is take that value, the number of minutes, and then divide it by 24 times 60. So we have 24 hours in the day and 60 minutes in each hour. And that's going to give us the fractional value of the day that 15 minutes represents. And then we can just add that number to our original date and time value. And when we press enter, you can see that adds 15 minutes to our date and time value. Now we can do a similar thing with the number of hours. So we need to translate that 3 hours into a fractional part of the day. And in order to do that, all we need to do is divide it by 24. So 24 hours in a day. And so 3 hours is 0.125 days. And then again, all we need to do is add this to our original date and time value. And when we press enter, you can see that we get the new date and time value 3 hours ahead. This next calculation is an easy one, but it's going to allow us to get the current date and time into our Excel workbook. So we can use the now function in order to get this. And this is going to return the current date and time, whatever that is. And so here, I'm just going to adjust this formatting for a second. Let's go to the Home tab and open up our number formatting. And here I'm going to add on some second values and press OK. And we can see that it's got 30 seconds on the end there. And if I press F9, that's going to recalculate the now function, and we can see the updated values appear. The next time calculation we're going to take a look at is converting an ISO timestamp to an Excel date and time value. So this here is a standardized way to represent a date and time value. And Excel is actually going to read this as a text value because of the letter T here and the letter Z that appears in our date timestamp. And so what we need to do is convert this to an Excel value by parsing out our date value and our time value and then adding them back together. So in order to do that, what we're going to do is use the text split function. And that's going to allow us to split our timestamp based on the letter T and the letter Z. And so we're going to split based on these two delimiters. And in order to do that, we're going to create an array value for our column delimiter argument. And so first we're going to split on the letter T. And then we're going to split on the letter Z. And we're going to close our array. And if we press enter, then we get those date and time values split out, but we also have this extra blank cell that results. And I'm just going to press F2, and we can get rid of that with an optional argument in the text split function to ignore empty cells. So here we're going to set ignore empty cells to true. and that's going to get rid of our blank cell on the end there. And now these are text values. So we need to convert these into date and time values in Excel. And we can use functions for that in Excel. So we have a date value function that takes a text date and converts it into the equivalent Excel serial date number. And similarly, we've got a time value function that converts a time value that's entered as text into the Excel time value. And now we've got this serial number for our date and this fractional day number for our time. We can just add those together and get our date time value. And we can also create a single formula for that. So here we've got a formula that's going to convert our timestamp into the date time value with a single formula. The next time calculation we're going to take a look at is how to round our time values to the nearest 15 minutes. So here we've got a bunch of time values, and what we want to do is have these rounded up or down to the nearest 15-minute increment. So for the minutes value, we only want to see either 0, 15, 30, or 45. And so in order to do that, first what we're going to do is multiply these date and time values by the total number of 15-minute periods in a day. And so the total number of 15-minute periods in a day is going to be 24 hours in a day times 60 minutes in an hour, and then divided by our 15-minute periods. And let's just convert these back into a general formatting. And then we've got these numbers here, and what we're going to do is round those using the round function to 0 decimal places. And since we multiplied by the number of 15-minute increments in a day, now we're going to divide by that. And if we select these and go back up to the Home tab and apply our custom date and time format, then we're going to see our resulting date and time values rounded to the nearest 15 minutes. The next time calculation we're going to take a look at is how to round up our time values to the next hour. And in order to do that, we can actually use the ceiling function. So here we're going to round up our date and time value. And for this significance argument, we're going to enter 1 hour. And when we press enter, we get our date and time value rounded up to the next hour. The next time calculation we're going to take a look at is separating the time component from a date and time value. Now, since time values are really just the fractional part of a number, this is equivalent to extracting the decimal part of any number. And we can easily do that by taking our date and time value and subtracting off the integer part of that date time value. So that's going to give us the fractional part of our number. And if we go up to the Home tab, we can apply our time formatting. And this gives us the time component of our date and time value. The last time calculation we're going to take a look at is a complex one. So we're going to take a look at how we can convert time zones. So here we have some various date and time values, and we want to convert these from Toronto time to UTC. And in order to do that, what we're going to do is use the Python function. So if I type =py and then press tab, that's going to allow me to enter Python code. And the Python code that I'm going to use is this. And this is going to get the date time values from Excel and then localize them as Toronto date time values, and then convert those Toronto date time values to UTC. And now if I press Control Enter, that's going to execute our code. And here we have an array output, and I'm going to go up to the formula bar and output these as Excel values. And that's going to give us our converted date time values into UTC. So there you go. Those are 8 essential time calculations in Excel. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel for future Excel videos like this one. That's it for this video. We'll see you in the next one.